Hi fellow traders, hope everybody's having a great weekend. We're back out on our Sunday drive. You know, last week couldn't do it. We were feeling the effects of Hurricane Florence, so you know, had to stay inside last week, but I'm glad she's gone. The sun is back out. So we're enjoying a beautiful weekend here finally. So just to kind of talk about a little bit about last week. Last week was a great week. The last 2 weeks have been pretty good. We've seen some good volatility in the market. We've seen some good movers. And, you know, I put too much pressure on myself and just kind of beat myself down. You know, I never did, you know, go so negative that I was concerned about blowing the account up, but I couldn't get anywhere. You know, I would get up to $1,200, $1,300, maybe $1,400, and then end up back at $1,000 or $900 or something. And it was really, really frustrating. And I couldn't figure out why I kept doing it, but you know, we figured that out, and now, you know, I'm looking at more realistic expectations. You know, I'm focused on making sure that I'm taking the good setups. If the days aren't conducive to my strategies in the small account, I'm not trading it. And that's what you have to do. Just because the market's open doesn't mean you have to take trades. If you are in the process of learning and you have a small account that you're trying to learn how to trade on and grow, there are going to be days where you should not trade. You should stay out of the market. And that's the example I'm trying to set. And that's the example I should be setting. So we're knocking $1,500, knocking on the door of $1,500 again. I don't anticipate and don't expect to go backwards anymore. You know, we had a good day Monday, and we made over 200 bucks Monday. Had a $50 day, $75 day. One day we didn't take any trades. I think, you know, we have to be consistent, and we have to manage our risk. And that's what we're doing. And I plan to keep doing it, keep growing, so that you guys can see that it can be done, number one. And, you know, what has to be done. Because you have to develop these skills. You know, we all want to go out and follow these guys that post these big earnings. And I look at YouTube every day. You know, I just look to see who's posting what. And I'm seeing a lot of new faces. I'm seeing a lot of people posting, you know, $5,000, $7,000, $10,000, $12,000 that they make a day. It's going to, unexperienced people are going to gravitate to that. People that don't really understand what it takes to learn how to trade. And it sucks. I hate to see that. But there's nothing I can do about it. We can't really do anything about it. There's no law against it. But all I can do is continue to be real and try to teach you guys what it really takes in order to learn how to trade. So looking forward to continuing to move the right way in this small account. Don't want to go backwards anymore, that's for sure. So the question that I had, I'm going to answer today. There are two questions. They're both somewhat related. The first one is, I'm asked, why don't I watch my P&L? Why do I suggest you not watch your P&L throughout the trading day? And, you know, the other one is, why don't I suggest you have daily and weekly goals? So, and both of those, you know, the answers to both of those are really psychological. So I grouped those together because, you know, it all goes down to your mindset. Now, the first thing that I talk about, that I try to get you to do or understand in the Trader's Mindset workshop, is I want you guys to really understand what it takes and understand who you are as a trader. You know, growing up, you had some clues that you can go back to and find that's going to help you determine what kind of trader you're going to be and how you need to manage yourself as a trader. So, you know, one of the things you could look at is, you know, where you want the kid that had to be the first to try everything and just a daredevil, or were you that kid that sat back and watched and let other people hurt themselves and make fools of themselves first, and then you came in, you know, and you learned from their mistakes? So, you know, it's just a matter of what. That's just one of the things that can help you understand your mindset going in as a trader. Me, I was that one that sat back and waited and learned from other people's mistakes, and that really, you know, translates into my trading. You know, but one of the issues that I knew I was going to have trouble with, you know, I have dyslexia, and you know, I've worked hard all through college and making sure that I knew how to handle it, I could work through it. But for me, if I don't see something in writing, if I don't see something in print, you know, it's not real to me. Even though I can think about it, I can visualize it, but if I see it in print, it's not real to me. And if I see my P&L, it's going to burn into my head and it's going to cause me to think about my P&L. I don't want to think about it. Another reason is, early on, I was trading my P&L. I was watching it go up and down. I was looking for that green. And what happens, you know, a lot of times when you first get in a trade, it's not going to be green, it's going to be red. Or it may go green and then go back red, and then as it's going back and forth, if you're watching that and you're not watching your chart, you're not watching the price action, then that's going to mess you up. You're not going to have a clue about what you're doing. All you're going to do is just take it off based on your emotions, the emotions that you feel because of you watching your P&L, and that's not good. So I always suggest, don't look at it. Watch your chart. Read your chart. If the price action dictates you take your trade off, you take it off. Don't let your P&L dictate what you do, because that will severely limit your trading success, your consistency, and your profitability. So I recommend, don't look at your P&L during the day. You know, because it can cause you to do crazy things. If you know, get a good trade and you get $95 and you want to make $100, and you go look for a trade that you can make at least 20 cents on a 300 share position, and guess what might happen? You may mess around and lose 30 cents, and then you even further away, you're down to $50. Then you're gonna try to make it back. Next thing you know, you're down 100. So, you know, that's my reason for not looking at your P&L. You need to focus on the chart. You need to focus on the price action. You know, that's number one. The reason why I don't advocate having daily goals or weekly goals is for that same reason. You put pressure on yourself, and it's gonna, for you to know whether you make your goal or not, you're gonna want to look at your P&L. And once you see that, let's say you have a $200 a day goal and you're at 175, you're gonna look and try to maybe force another trade, or likely force another trade, and that's gonna put you in the hole. That's why a lot of traders in the morning, they start out good, they make this money, and they don't want to stop. They want to keep going. And the market is not receptive to more trades. The volume has gone out. Everything's kind of flatlining. But you want to make that couple extra dollars, you know, to reach 100, 150, 250, you know, and that's not going to help you. It's not going to work. So you want to make sure that you are not putting undue pressure on yourself. That's what really hurts new traders. Trying to reach a daily goal, trying to reach a weekly goal. You know, that's why I always say, you know, trade for skill, not for money. Because if you trade and you're developing your skill, your money's gonna be there. You're gonna develop the skill and your money will be there. Believe me, it will. I didn't think about it at first, but as I started trading, and I just started trading for skill, and I started trying to develop that skill, and I wasn't even looking at the money. Before I knew it, I had doubled my account. I wasn't even paying attention to it. After a while, I got so frustrated with starting and stopping and going over, you know, getting up and down, I just quit looking at it. And so, you know, don't worry about that. Just worry about developing, you know, first, finding the stocks to trade, finding your place, finding your niche in the market. You know, what kind of trading do you like? You may not like the style of trading that I do, and that's fine. You know, everybody has their own style, what they feel, what they like. You have to develop it. You have to find out who you are as a trader and continue to work on that. Don't worry about, you know, how much money this person's making, that person's making. You worry about what you're doing. Because in the end, they're not going to pay your bills, you are. So you're going to have to do it. So worry about you. Make sure that you're trading the chart, what you see in the price action. And if you don't know, that's what you got to learn. That's where the time comes in. You know, that's where you put time after time. That's what I put 2-3 hours a night in watching the market replay. You know, so I can learn what the price action, how to read price action. Learn what the price action can tell me. And, you know, that's how we can make money in the market. Learn how to interpret what's going on. You know, after a while, you can start seeing when things are happening. All right, so, you know, hopefully this answers your question or the questions. You know, why I don't use my P&L. It's a personal thing, you know, because of the psychological effects it has on me. Same reason why I don't have a daily goal or weekly goal, because of the psychological effects it puts on me. You know, I had goals with this small account, and it just put too much pressure on me. Now I don't have any goals. Things are smoothing out. You know, I know me. I know what it takes for me to be successful. That's what you guys are going to have to do. You're going to have to go through the things that's going to make you successful. Figure out what it's going to take. How can you overcome some of the emotional hang-ups that you have, and then go forward. And that's what I like helping people do. You know, I did it. I like helping other people do it. That's why I started mentoring. That's why I started doing the things that I do, teaching the way I teach. You know, being the example, because you guys need truth. You know, you need truth. You don't need to be fed a whole bunch of BS every day. All right, so that's gonna do it for me today. I think my 15 minutes are about up. So you guys have a great week. You know, we just did our swing trade watch list session. That went over good. We got some good watches coming up this week and for our swing trading. So we're really looking forward to a good week. So you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you back in the jungle in the morning.